Hello there, beautiful butterfly. Shout outs to all of my beautiful butterflies here on the Patreon membership channel who are either currently side hustling, who are starting their side hustle, or who are dreaming of becoming successful entrepreneurs. I'm doing this video today because I really want to talk about how to expand your local and global presence. I want to spend a few minutes talking about that. I promise the video won't be too long. But I've been a successful business owner now, I don't know, 17, 18, 19 years. The first thing I did was open my own school. I did that for 15 years, 15 or 16 years maybe. I was very successful. Before the end of the first year, I stopped working in the public school system and ran my school. I was very successful. I did very well. I had a few I had multiple six-figure years, okay? I really enjoyed it, but then I started transitioning more into my healing aspect. And so I was doing that with the school, with the tutoring arm of the school, which somehow miraculously grew its own. It became a living organism all by itself. It was an unintended consequence of the school. And so what happened was I ended up doing that, and I was doing all three, and it got to be too much. And plus I was starting to outgrow the school and having tried to find a partner a few different times and that being unsuccessful. When you have your own business, you're lucky if you have family members that are interested, which is very, very slim possibility. But then on the other hand, when you bring people in, it's difficult when you've built something from the ground and you have your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and you bring somebody else in who's not fully invested and may not possibly be equally yoked. So those are important things to consider. If you're starting a venture out with someone, that's a wonderful way to begin. But I had a difficult time trying to find a partner. And, I was doing quite a bit. I was doing a lot, and I was dealing with a lot in my personal life. And it just got to a point where it became too difficult to try to maintain all of those three businesses because the healing practice was starting to grow. Plus, I was growing, and it was time for me to go to the next level. And I was not patient enough nor organized enough to actually franchise my school, which if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have franchised it. It could have been an excellent source of passive income. Education is just one of those areas today that needs a lot of help, and I was getting results. But anyway, when I transitioned to my healing work 3-4 years ago full time, it's been very successful. I've branched out in ways and created income streams that I never foresaw when I closed my school down to focus primarily on what I thought would be Reiki. Well, now it's tarot cards. Well, now it's an online school. Well, now it's me being the author of my own book. Well, now it's the coaching practice. I got my coaching certification. I'm now also a certified hypnosis, not hypnotherapist, a hypnosis professional. So that's another stream of income. I have some courses that are being uploaded currently as we speak to 2 online public domain school platforms outside of my private practice, my private school. And I have a brick and mortar shop, and then my daughter's running the tutoring, but at some point I've got to decide if I'm going to close that down or grow that. So I have my hands in a lot of different things. And then I have the Patreon channel, thanks to you all. I'm so grateful. That is growing. There are a few other things that I also have my hands in as well. But the point is, you start out doing one thing, and God knows how that is going to morph. I need to shift this camera. Just be patient with me for a second. God only knows how that is going to morph for you and what else you may end up doing in your life, in your practice, when you find your passion. So I just wanted to have you to consider a few different ways that you can increase your online and your local presence, your global presence, because when you are starting a business as an entrepreneur, you morph constantly. You find yourself thinking you're going in one direction, and because of your gifts and talents and the multitude of opportunities we have today, you find yourself being able to grow in other areas that you just simply didn't imagine. And so it's important to really be able to think outside of the box. So in addition to giving you some tips about some of the things that I've done to grow my business, it's also important for you to be able to consider what ways you need to take the limitations off, the self-imposed limitations to what is possible for you. So the video is hopefully to allow you to open up to receive some of the blessings that the divine is trying to bring into your life. I don't want you to block them. So the first thing I want to talk about is very common, which is blogging. All right. I do blog, but with everything else that I'm doing, I haven't had a blog in a while. But my plan is to renew and to recommit to my blogging because I create so much content already. All right. And so when you have a blog, that brings in organic search traffic, which means it increases traffic to your website. It gives people to be exposed, gives people an opportunity to be exposed to what it is that you have to contribute, and it gives you more local and global presence. Traffic from all over the place. You'd be surprised. I have clients in Afghanistan, the Kuwait. I have clients in the UK. I have clients in Africa. I have clients all over the place thanks to, the internet. So it's really important to keep that in mind. And the blog can be repurposed content. There's a lot of content I put on Patreon that's old content that nobody's ever going to see again because it's so far buried down in the search results. And really, Patreon is not a platform for going way, 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 way back. It's not set up like that. It's set up for you to view the posts as they come or within a few days. So there's a lot of written content. When I do the 2-card tarot vibes, all the content that I put into that and all the work that I put into that needs to be repurposed for a tarot blog or a separate tarot website that drives people to my online school. So that's something I really have to start to consider in terms of revamping my blogging. So you blog on the things that you are an expert with. Whatever your talent is, you can talk about it, you can write about it. The second way is you really should consider starting a YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel gives you the flexibility to move in a particular direction and create a platform of your choosing. It doesn't have to be the conventional and traditional way that people start YouTube channels, but the point is to get your content out there. There's an audience that is out there waiting especially for you. There's an audience that wants to hear exactly what you have to say and doesn't want to hear anything that I have to say. We could have the exact same message and they will resonate with you. So it's important for you to be able to understand that you reach your niche population, your potential supporters, your potential buyers through a platform that's free and easy to set up like YouTube. So you really need to consider that. As well, you can take your YouTube content and have it transcribed by a software program, and the video becomes a chapter. And then you do that for several videos, and before you know it, you're on to number 3, which is an ebook that you can place that can be downloaded and actually sold on your website, or that you can immediately produce through YouTube, get a cover from Fiverr, and before you know it, you have an ebook. All right. The fourth way that you can get global presence, local presence, is through writing and authoring your own piece of work. It takes a lot to start a project and to finish a project. And for people who can start things and finish things, there are benefits in that. For people who have quality content that they want to talk about that showcases their expertise in a particular area, there's no better way to do that, to demonstrate your expertise in a particular field and to validate, to self-validate, but also to validate to the world who you are and what you are about, than to create a book. It's an easy source of passive income, but more than that, it allows you to do book signings. It allows you to organize to be placed in local bookshops. You can be purchased online through various book purchasing platforms. It also gives you a platform for speaking, motivational speaking. My book has helped me in a lot of ways with that, although the majority of the speaking engagements that I have gotten and have done were before my book. But once I'm fully ready to concentrate more energy on that aspect of what I'm doing in terms of really marketing my book, it's a perfect opportunity to get so many speaking engagements. Speaking engagements can be very easy to get once you place yourself out there in the public eye. So through a book. The fifth way that you can consider putting yourself out there locally and globally is by teaching. You teach every day. When you talk to your clients about the services that you provide, you take for granted that what you're saying is something that anybody can do. You may be taking for granted that there's no way you can package that and put that in a program and teach other people about your service and about how they can self-care and do other things to learn more about what it is that you do so easily. So literally preparing yourself to teach is very important. The first way we're going to talk about is more global. The second way is more local. Global teaching, you could start an online school, all right, where as a part of your website, you direct some of your traffic to your online school, which provides several different courses and a mirepoix of different topics that allow them to really engage you and engage their learning and to self-develop. Okay, the platform that I use is teachable.com. It's a wonderful platform. You wake up, cha-ching, somebody signed up for your course. A few people have signed up for your course as passive income, and you're also helping someone to up-level their life. The other way that you can teach, I think we're on number 6 now, has to do with organizing meetups and having regular local classes. I do that currently now to the tune of once per month. Now, ideally, I'd like to do it more. I do want to offer many of my offerings that are becoming more comprehensive, like my tarot classes, several weeks at a time. I want to begin to offer those locally to my clientele. There are a lot of people that are interested in what you have to say and what they want to learn it. And some people prefer to learn face to face. So setting up meetup as a group and letting your niche find you that way and beginning to start to organize seminars and workshops is a wonderful way to put yourself out there, okay? So I also want to pull a few cards from this deck to see if there are other things that you need to do if you happen to be watching this video to move your endeavor forward. I must have manifested this trust card because trust from this deck was in my head before I even came down the steps. The psychic skills are really improving. This is a deck that I did not like. I purchased it about 2 months ago, and because it came in a white box and I paid $40-something for it, I could not feel good about the deck. I contacted the publisher. I didn't feel like that they let us know that this is what I was going to be getting, and along with some other issues. But I decided today to give this deck a try. I had to search for it. I've never used it. I didn't know where it was. And all that kept coming into my mind was trust. And lo and behold, look at this. It says trust. So let me read to you. This is about online marketing. Implement a solid marketing plan that builds your clients' trust in you. When you show up consistently for them, they'll know that you care. So I'm going to take this message and I'm going to tell you that whatever you start, you want to make sure that you do that thing consistently. All right. Every now and then when I miss my Wednesday post for Wisdom Wednesday, or I do them late at night, I feel some kind of way because my subscribership depends on those. The same things with my YouTube channels. They're very simple things that you do that people get used to that you need to be able to do with consistency. So as it relates to you, and that's one thing I'm very serious about. So even if something is a little late, occasionally I post a lot of my posts and I schedule them, and occasionally I'll mess up a date or mess up a time so the post doesn't go out. These are the kinds of inconsistencies you have to watch out for. Make sure whatever way you show up for your clients, that you show up for them consistently each and every time, whether it's posting your blog post every Monday, whether it's doing a YouTube channel upload once a week, whatever it is. This says go live. So this is your message today. And this is what I want it to be the message today. It's time for you to go live. It's time for you to put yourself out there. If you're watching this video, it's time for you to start a YouTube channel. Not because you don't see yourself becoming an influencer or you don't know how it's going to fit. It's going to allow you to practice putting your face out there, talking to people. It's going to make you an expert. It's going to up-level your mindset. It's going to increase your level of competence and the way you feel about your capabilities, your competencies. It's time for you to go live. It's time for you to put yourself out there. Now, it says build an authentic relationship with your audience by hosting live sessions around your topic on social media. You can go live on YouTube, but usually not until you have, I want to say, 1,000 subscribers. But you can go live on Instagram. That was going to be the next thing I was going to talk about. Now, I have a few Instagram handles, but I'm not an Instagram fan, and I can't keep up with too much social media without falling out of balance, and my balance is more important to me than anything else. So pick your platform and hump that platform. Pick your platform and stay on that particular platform until you feel comfortable adding something else to it, okay? But this is saying go live, so you need to find your platform. Maybe your platform is Reddit, maybe your platform is Twitter, maybe your platform is Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's Snapchat, maybe it's YouTube. But find your platform, put yourself out there, and be consistent about your posting. You will be amazed at the people whose lives you will impact doing something that you may feel may even be meaningless. You're not the judge. Let them be the judge. Okay? The underlying energy here being standing out in your personal brand. However it is that you choose to put yourself out there. It says list ways to bring out what makes you and your brand extraordinary so you can stand out from the crowd. What I'm going to say about this is that consistency is important. If you start posting on YouTube, one bit of advice I will give you that I haven't taken yet, that I may decide to begin to do, it depends on how I streamline my channels to my niche. Right now I have a lot of mixed content on both channels. I've considered starting another channel that speaks more about business related stuff, but I'm just not sure about that. If I do, I will definitely brand. So what I'm talking about is all my YouTube videos would be in the theme of red and white. This picture would be somewhere as the background for all videos, so that whenever a person saw a YouTube pop-up or thumbnail and they saw those colors, they would know it's my video. The point is consistency across the different areas of whatever it is that you are doing. So those are just some very simple things that you can begin to do, okay? We have the authorship in the way of a regular paperback, a hardcover book, and an ebook. We have blogging. We have putting yourself out there socially in terms of these different social media platforms. We have teaching in terms of putting your content up on a website like Udemy or Skillshare and beginning to develop your own content. We have also membership in the way of teaching, like a site like Patreon. There's Vimeo. There's some other ways that you can market paid content as well. Obviously, there are products, which is number 7 or 8. Products that you can put out there that will allow people to learn more about you and more about your gifts and talents and allow you to help other people. Right now I have the acne skin serum that's out there. I'm working on an anti-aging serum, and I have the Miracle Grow serum that was on my channel. I gave that to the public, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years ago, but I am developing another better quality product that I'll be using in packaging and selling. I've already sold a couple so far, even though I have not advertised it yet at this point. But you have a product in you. You have services in you. You have things that you do that maybe you take for granted. These are things, some of them, that are the first stage to warming up cold clients, and then some of these things take your warm clients and actually put them in a sales funnel, and those result in actual revenue. You have passive revenue and you have active revenue. The active revenue has to do with the actual services you're providing on a day-to-day basis. The passive revenue has to do with the streams of income that come in that you have nothing to do with. It's just there. It's rolling in because of something that you created, which is why your books are important. Which is why your schools are important, because once you put those things out there, you never have to look at them again unless you want to. And the money rolls in, and you look at your accounts and the money just comes in. Not to mention as well, when you establish yourself on YouTube, you'll be surprised the number of generous souls out there that are impacted by what you have to say, and they send you money via CASHAPP and PayPal. They send you financial gifts, and you can begin getting those on a regular basis. And it's amazing. People send $50, they send $100, they send $20, they send $5. You'll be amazed at the contributions that you get from your loyal subscribership. So these are just some of the ways and some of the things that you can begin to consider doing in order to expand your presence, expand your business, put yourself out there, have local and global reach. I hope that you will make a definitive decision. A decision is definitive, but I hope you will make a definitive, or you will draw a definitive conclusion today that it's a worthwhile effort and that it's something you'll do. And then I hope you'll set a goal and put an action plan in place and go ahead and step out there and put yourself out there. It's time to go live. Loving on you, beautiful butterflies in transformation, just like me. Okay, you're already joining in the evolution. I'll see you for the next business video. Bye.